Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Cheva Narottanam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jamudirayat Nastabhayasya Bhadrasya Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatu Tamasloke Bhaktir Bhavate Naistike. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 1, Text 7 and 8. 7 has no purport, so we will also read Text 8. I first recite the Sanskrit. Tosa patosha santoso Bhadra santir idaspati Itma kavir vibhusafna Sudeva rochanot visat Dosha patosha santosho Bhadra santir idaspati Itma kavir vibhusafna Sudeva rochanat visat Dosha patosha santoso Bhadra santir dashpati Itmakaver vibhu svafna Sudeva rochanat visat. Word for word translation. Dosha, dosha, patosha, patosha, santosha, santosha, Bhadra, Bhadra, Santihi, Shanti, Idaspatihi, Idaspati, Itma, Itma, Kavihi, Kavi, Vibhu, Vibhu, Svana, Svana, Sudeva, Sudeva, Rochana, Rochana, Tvishat, 12. The 12 boys born of Jahya and Dakshina were named Dosha, Patosha, Santosha, Bhadra, Shanti, Idashpati, Itma, Kavi, Vibhu, Svana, Sudeva, and Rochan. I will also read text 8. Tushita namate deva ashan svayam bhuvantare Marichi Mishra Sayo Shakya Sura Ganeshvara. During the time of Swayambhuva Manu, these sons all became the demigods collectively, named the Tushitas. Marichi became the head of the 7 rishis, and Jahya became the king of the demigods, Indra. Purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. During the life of Swayambhuva Manu, 6 kinds of living entities were generated from the demigods known as the Tushitas, from the sages headed by Marichi, and from the descendants of Jahya, king of the demigods, and all of them expanded their progeny to observe the order of the Lord to fill the universe with living entities. These 6 kinds of living entities are known as Manus, Devas, Manuputras, Amsavataras, Sureshwaras, and Rishis. Jahya, being the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, became the leader of the demigods, Indra. Om Mahyanativrandasya Chinanjana Shlakya Saksran militam yena tasmai sigurave namah. Shitchetayamanopistam staptam yena bhutale svamrupakadamyam dadanti svapadantikam. Vandeham shiru shiyuda padakamlam shirum vaishnavam sa. Shirupam jagajatam saganaragnatam pitam tam sajivam sadvaitam savdutam parjana saitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Saganalita Shivishakam Vitamsa He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jatpate Gopesha Gopkakanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanshana Galangi Radhe Vrindavanashve Vashavana Sutadevi Pranamama Haripriya Pankha Kalpta Visha Kripasan Bevsa Patnam Pavanabhyo Vaishnabhyo Namo Namah Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namini Namaste Saraswata Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvashesha Srinivadi Paskachai Desatarni Srila Prabhupada Ki. So we know at the beginning of creation, Lord Brahma received the instruction of the Supreme Lord through the heart. Tene Brahma Hridaya Ardaka Vaye. He got the instruction to populate the universe and to create living entities. So therefore, the first living entities Brahma created by meditation from his mind, and he was meditating on four processes of liberation: Sankhya, Yoga, Tapasya, and Vairagya. And at that moment, the four Kumaras appeared from his mind. And after they were created, he gave them the same order that he received from the Supreme Lord from within the heart. Is to fill the universe with living entities. But the four Kumaras said, "Yet we don't want to follow that order. We are liberated. If we are entering family life, we become entangled again. We cannot do that." But anyway, Brahma tried to give that order. It will be more successful as we see further, because in the previous canto we have heard Jad Bharat instructing King Prachinabarisat, I think it was King Prachinabarisat, if I'm not mistaken, with 100 sons, the Prashitas, and he sent them for austerities to prepare for family life and also help with creating population. But after hearing King Prachinabarisat, after hearing all the instructions of Jad Bharat, he understood I have to go for liberation, and he left the note and left his kingdom. So there was no king. And the Prashitas, they were doing austerities in the water that for 100 years or what, to please Lord Vishnu. And they were instructed by Lord Shiva, as we heard. But then, during that time, the earth became overgrown by trees. And when the Prashitas came out of their meditation, out of the water, they saw everywhere trees, and they became angry. and started to burn the trees. Anyway, a few more things happened. But now in this chapter and the next we will hear that Priyavrata. Because we have heard about the descendants of Uttanapad, but now Priyavrata is there in the Bhagavatam. And Priyavrata, he wanted to follow a little, somewhat, the path of the four Kumaras. And he was in the Himalayas doing austerities, and he was a brahmachari. And his spiritual master, which is which is Narada Muni, he came and he encouraged him to remain brahmachari. But then Lord Brahma gave him the order, the same order he received, to help with with creating population, fill the universe with living entities, and rule the earth. That because there was no ruler, because King Prajinabarisat left. So what happened then is that Lord Brahma instructed, he gave the instruction to Priyavrata Maharaj, you should become the king. And Narada Muni said, no, you remain brahmachari. But then Brahma came down from Satyaloka on his swan, and he personally instructed Priyavrata to become the king. Of course, the order of Brahma is overruling the order of Narada Muni, but then still, King Priyavrata asked the question, is that not dangerous for my spiritual life? If I become, it's not better to remain brahmacharis. Because Prabhupada always said, all the boys should remain brahmacharis, and all the girls should be married. It seems contradictory, but of course we know that will never happen. The force of material nature is too strong. But the answer of Brahma to Priyavrata was very interesting. He says, you enter also old life, you become the king, you do your duty. That as long as you follow the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and please Him, you will be protected against illusory energy. So as long as we are engaged in service, following the instructions of the spiritual master, then we are protected. That, of course, we must do that full time, but anyway, that we may deviate sometimes because of the force of material nature. But these were the instructions. Now, another point here. We see all this under the Manu, all these 7 rishis are coming, and an Indra is appointed. So every Manu, the Indra changes and the 7 rishis. So we have here Swambhuva Manu, and we see the Indra was Chakya. The 7 sages were the Marichis, that then there were other demigods. So how is that? How does this universe function? That I have a PowerPoint. See if I can get it here. Yeah, it should be on the screen now. So the universal management is explained in 8th canto, chapter 14. And there the question is answered: how do the Manus and Indra, the demigods, the 7 sages, how do they get their position? That there are 14 Manus in a day of Brahma. A day of Brahma is 1000 Divya Yugas, or 1000 cycles of Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga. That means that there are 14 Manus in such a day. So a Manu lives for 71 Divya Yugas. That's a long life. But that every Manu, the Indra changes, the demigod changes, the 7 sages, but how get they their position? That they are appointed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's mentioned. That they are appointed because we see it's already planned who will be appointed. Because in the 8th canto, all the future Manus are explained. So in the next Manu, the Indra will be Bali Maharaj. That's all. That's in the Bhagavatam. Because he wanted to become Indra and was performing his 100 Ashvamedha Sakya to become Indra, but then Vamandev, he thwarted his plans, but still, Vamandev fulfilled his aspirations, and he will become Indra. So we have to be careful what we are thinking about when we chant Hare Krishna, because the Hare Krishna mantra fulfills all our desires, and it will delay our going back to Godhead. That like Dhruva Maharaj, I think it was 36,000 years he had to rule the entire universe, because he wanted to be the king and have a kingdom greater than his great-grandfather Brahma. Anyway, so we have to be careful with what we desire. But yes, the Manus and the sages, what is their duty? Their duty is the same duty as when Krishna appears. Yadai dai dharmasya glani bhavta abhyutanam dharmasya tatatmam chijamham. So Krishna says, wherever and whenever there is a decline of religious principles, I come to re-establish the principles of religion. So these are the sages. They come to re-establish the principles of religion. And then, what is the specific duty of the Manus, like Swambhuva Manu? It's engage everyone in the occupational duties of Dharma. That's also the Kshatriyas. That Parikshit Maharaj, he was traveling all over the globe, and his function was to see that everyone was properly engaged, that the Brahmins did their duty as a Brahmin, that the Vaishyas were doing cow protection or trade, and the Sudras were assisting. Are the duties of the Kshatriyas, and also Swambhavu, the Manus, it's their duty. So yes, because Varnashram is meant for Haritoshanam. So in our Krishna conscious movement, we have the same duty to engage everyone in the service of Krishna. So do we want a peaceful life? So we need also peace for our devotional service. And such a society as Varnashram brings peace, because there are no big issues. we need food, the Vaishyas will provide food. We need education, the Brahmins provide free education. The Kshatriyas will protect. So it's a peaceful society. And yes, so we need to be convinced that by spreading the Sankirtan movement all over the world, that will make the people happy. So that will bring that peace if we spread the Sankirtan movement. Then everyone will understand everything belongs to Krishna and is for his enjoyment. So everyone will offer their souls to Krishna, and there will be no competition or envy and so on, and it will be peaceful. So the Lord teaches also to different sages. You have the 7 sages, the Marichis, there are more sages, and these are examples. Sanak, that's one of the 4 Kumaras, he preaches transcendental knowledge. Chakravalka, he teaches the way of karma kanda. And then the great yogis are teaching the process of mystic yoga. But Prajapata Marichi, which is mentioned here in this verse, he especially was empowered to create progeny. And also thieves and rogues are forms of the Lord to annihilate anything. That also time, Krishna said, time my mission is to destroy everyone and anything. So this is a commentary of Sridhar Swami. So in the Ayurvedic medicine, you get a fever. Then they prescribe 3 bitter medicines, neem, kalmik, and shirad. They are very bitter. Sridhar Swami compares these bitter medicines to all other paths, because they don't know that there is a very nice medicine called Miti Sanjivani. This medicine brings the dead back to life. Our medicine that brings the dead back to life is the holy name and chanting Hare Krishna. Of course, that's mentioned in the beginning of the Bhagavatam, where Maharaj Pariksit says, Bhavasat Akshotya Manobhiramat is the medicine. So it's our duty, like the sages, to teach everyone and give them this medicine, so that they can be liberated from birth, death, old age, and disease. So this is an insight of what comes in the 8th chapter, and what we learn about some points that we learn from this Manus and these sages, what is their duty. But factually, our duty is the same. Our duty is to spread this Sankirtan movement, and to help everyone to become liberated, because that's the purpose of creation. The purpose of creation is to fulfill the material desires of living entities, but at the same time, it is there to offer a path back to Godhead, to rectify those who are willing to be rectified. So, because it's in the Bhagavatam that the creation is there to bring those in pure goodness back to Godhead, and one can come to pure goodness by chanting the holy name and by following the process of devotional service. So in the Sankirtan movement, we have the same duties as the sages and Manu. and we are helping them. That pleases Krishna. Krishna confirms that in Bhagavad Gita. One who shares this knowledge that with the devotees or those who are interested in Krishna consciousness, that such a person is very dear to me, and no one will ever become more dear to me. So that is what I could say on this. 2 verses with a very small purport, but Prabhupada's purports are always so deep. So many things to say. Our time is nearly up. If someone has a question. Good.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisance all for Srila Prabhupada.
Sure.
Thank you Maharaj for your time and sharing. Maharaj, could you give an example of how Krishna acts in the form of thieves and rogues? Time we can understand. But is there any specific pastime? Can understand Makhan Chor.
Yeah. I'm thinking of King Vena. King Vena, he was a rogue himself, a criminal. But anyway, he was. But of course, that's one example from the scriptures. But of course, Krishna says in the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, "Time I am the destroyer of everything," and you can see how the universal form is eating all these gurus it's a horrible sight. But yes, that there are probably other examples, the great demons that will come to destroy everything. And factually, the destruction, the power of destruction is given to the Rudras. That the Rudras represent this ignorance and this power of destruction. And they are meant to destroy the universe at the end of the creation. That's also an example. The Rudras, that big demons will come to destroy everything. Yeah. Anyway, we see also today in this world probably there are a lot of people, leaders in ignorance, who create wars that leads to mass destruction. That these are also examples. And it is Krishna gives everyone his karma. And that's what the people deserve. That and Krishna sent them, organizes things. And what can we do? That we seem powerless against all this politics and this crazy world. But it's a world we have created by the actions in our previous life. Does that help?
Yes, Maharaj, if I can follow up with another question. So, the demons in one sense are acting out the will of the Lord.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that's true.
So, Maharaj, in one sense, they're like, how do I say this, a disguised devotee. Because devotees always will carry out whatever, they don't have their own, like, they carry out the will of the Lord. Here also, they are carrying out the will of the Lord, so.
Yeah, but Krishna does different things at the same time. That so yes, these demons, they are, because not a blade of grass moves in this world without the sanction of the Lord. It's with the sanction of the Lord that they create this destruction and gives everyone's karma. In that sense, they are instrument of karma, of our own karma. But these demons have also a demoniac mentality, and their own actions will create reactions for them. That's inconceivable, but Krishna does this, combines these two things. It's not just that these demons are devotees in disguise. No, these demons are real demons, but they want to work out their demoniac activities, but they are also subservient to the law of karma. They can only work out their activities to those who are destined to receive their karma. So it's a little more complicated, and it's inconceivable for us to understand. But Krishna knows, and he does different things at the same time. He knows this person wants to do nonsense. Okay, let his desire be fulfilled, and this person gets karma, must receive that karma. Okay, let's combine. Krishna does that in that way. So it's like one person is praying to Krishna, a householder. Householder prays to Krishna, please protect my house, my family, and a thief prays to Krishna and say, please let me steal from this household. So what must Krishna do? But yes, it's inconceivable for us, but he does this, he combines these things. I hope that helps.
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Our time is over. Thank you so much. Jai Prabhupada, Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.